I always enjoyed being part of team sport. I think, I think growing up, one of the great driving forces for me as a young boy, even in school, and I look back on playing, whether it was a hockey team or the football team and obviously the cricket team as well, was just being part of a team and being able to connect with a lot of my team members, the camaraderie, the team spirit that comes with being part of a sports team. Is something that I truly enjoyed and I really wanted to be a part of. And I think sort of the progression of that really when I started playing for India, for me, from my point of view, was how was it possible for me to actually make the team that I was playing for a lot better? What was it that I would be able to do to actually improve the performances of my team? Could I go outside my comfort zone? Could I do something? Everyone expected me to be a batsman. That's what I was expected to do. I was expected to score a lot of runs. But could I sort of be able to do a little bit more? Whether it was wicket keep at times, whether it was catch well at slips, whether it was just work a little bit harder on being able to bat in different positions, to make myself, use the word relevant, but to make myself, I guess, more useful to the team. And how could I adapt to actually help the team keep improving or make the team a better team? I always wanted to be a leader in my own team, and I believe that, as individuals, in cricket teams, and I speak from a very much a cricketing experience. I don't have a business or a corporate experience like some of you do. But I've always believed in cricket teams or even in sports teams, everyone can be a leader in his or her own way. You might not have that tag of being a captain or a vice captain, but I think everyone has a responsibility to lead in his own little way. Not all the things that I did or not all the decisions that I took as a captain worked. That's true of, I think, any captain that I have played with or played against. Some things that they did worked, some things that they didn't work out. But as long as you were clear in yourself that you were doing it in the best interest of the team and with the right intentions, I think there was no debate in it. In the end of the day, you did what you felt was your gut and what you felt was in the best interest of the team. I've always believed that aggression is a very internal thing. I think it's not, people are aggressive in different ways, and just because someone is outwardly aggressive doesn't necessarily mean he's more aggressive than someone who doesn't actually show it. I think some of the toughest competitors I have played against, and whether it was a Glenn McGrath or even a Muttiah Muralitharan or people that I played with, Sachin, people like that who actually never said much to you, and were never in your face. But you knew that they were extremely aggressive. You knew that at any stage in the game, they were not going to back down. They were always going to be competing. They were always going to be at you. And I think those were the kind of players who were my role models, or people I looked up to. I think cricket in some ways brings you down to earth also very quickly. I think over the years, because it's a funny thing. I always say that batting especially is a profession of failure. We fail more than we succeed at. So all of us are hardwired to learn how to deal with failure. And I think, we deal with failure a lot right from the time you're a young kid. You're failing a lot. You're right from a school game and you get out for 0, 2. So I think, this game has a great ability to as soon as you start thinking that you're ahead of it, and as soon as you start taking yourself for granted, it can bring you down to earth very, very quickly. The emotional energy that's lost with failure is very important in our sport. Very important. You fail a lot. You've got to be able to have that ability to cope with it and be able to bounce back and look ahead to the next success. And the flip side is not getting carried away with that success and having that balance of mind. If you're coming sort of second to Sachin Tendulkar, that's not necessarily a very bad thing. It's not that you're coming second to mediocrity, so it's not, or even the 180 you mentioned. Lakshman's 281 was probably the best innings I have seen from an Indian batsman. So if you're sort of being overshadowed by that, you can deal with it. If you're being overshadowed by a bit of mediocrity, then, that's a bit hard to deal with.